New Audison Voce. I reckon it's been, I don't know, 10 years since there's been a Voce subwoofer release, maybe even longer than that. I know nothing about them. They've landed here today. This is probably the first time you're going to see them or hear about them. I will link more technical details in the description below, but for now I'm going to unbox these, I'm going to run you through it, and I'm going to learn with you as I open them up. Like I say, I haven't received any sort of pre-production white sheet stuff or anything like that. No marketing assets or anything. We just don't, we haven't received any of that, but we did receive the physical product. It arrived here and we didn't have any notice. So this is me and you on a Wednesday evening in the workshop unboxing the new Voce 2 shallow mount 10-inch woofer. There's multiple different variants of these. There's a 10 and a 12, a dual 2, a dual 4, 10, 12 enclosed, dual 2 and dual 4 as well. So they come in what looks like the APBX 10 does now, like a carpeted enclosure, or the CBA 250 and 300. Let's open one up. I've been waiting all day. Right then, let's get this worked out, shall we? Chuck these. Oh, get you rid of there. Get you rid of there. Right, okay, so new Audison packaging, black box. It says in there, sort of marketing that I had a quick look at on the site, that the packaging was part of the overall redesign that they had with the new Voce 2 line. Been good, the new Voce 2 line, like their speakers, tweeters, mid-range, they've just been lovely. They work really well. When broken in, they're I mean, they're good out of the box, to be fair, but anyway, here we are. Little book, sweet little quick start guide. Voce 2 subwoofers. These are £419 by the way, in 10-inch raw driver format. $449 for the 12, and then it's like $549 and $649 for the different enclosures. So they're tasty, they're not cheap subwoofers, but they better be good. Grill in the box. Okay, if you're interested. Cardboard. Good to see. Alright, so many products turn up here absolutely laced with plastic. I'm not the greenest of people. I like quick cars, so I feel like a bit of a hypocrite, but where you can, you know, minimise it. RCAs don't need to come in plastic boxes. Put them in a brown paper bag. There we go. Okay. Substantial, but not crazy heavy. There's a little box of tricks in here. I wonder what that is. The rest is just an empty box, right? Some assembly lines inside it for those who put the box together, not me. You have to bear with me because this is the first time I'm seeing it. Me and you are seeing this together. Do some sexy ASMR pull off here. Not pull off, like removal of the plastic cover. There you go. First thing I notice immediately is this rounded edge for the grill cover. It looks like some sort of sandwich. I don't know, maybe the grill comes out from inside that. It isn't trapped. I might have to get a pick to get this grill off. Like I say, don't mean to keep repeating myself, but this is as new to me as it is to you. I'm gonna go and get a pick. No idea why I just ran to go and get these pics. I could have walked down there at a leisurely pace because I can just edit this part out of the video. Right, okay. Got to be gentle here because I actually don't know what I'm doing. That is on there. There we go. Right. So it does come off. If you want to see your sub, get yourself a pick. Alright. unless there's some other ingenious way that you have figured out, please feel free to tell me. Editing me here. This bit of the video will come back to haunt me at the end. Hold tight. But yeah, stern grill. I don't like it when grills ring. A lot of grills ring. Doesn't really make that much of a difference when you decrease its bell mode by actually fixing it into the front of a subwoofer, but still, a substantial piece of kit. This looks machined, but it's not. This is, I imagine, some sort of silk screen or print on there. Same with that ring. I'm getting TW3 from this centre cap, so they've obviously done their research in sort of shallow mount subwoofers. It'd be lovely to put those two together and figure out which one's the one. Gasket on the back, pre-fitted. This little sticker, be sure to take that off. Sweet. That's that gone. So this is a dual 4. Now the reason we've got two dual 4s and a dual 2 is because we have a 911-997.2 that belongs to the distributor of Audison, and we have not made our mind up yet whether to go oversized with the box and have a single woofer, or whether we can use two of these, because he currently has two AP10s on the rear deck and the bass is real nice in there. Now these, from their specs, the brief look I had, will work in an enclosure that is of a very similar size, if not a tiny bit smaller than the AP10. Now I'm fully aware that there is a race to the bottom in terms of marketing and how our subwoofers will work in X amount of enclosure size, all right? And I get it, it will work in that enclosure size. Bass needs space, all right? It's always been that way, it will always be that way. In order to get properly low bass, we're gonna need some box volume, okay? So I would say that if you plan on purchasing a particular subwoofer because it says it can work in 0.1 of a cubic foot, you might want to hear one in an enclosure like that before you go slamming it into a tiny little hole in a car somewhere, because often you can be better off with a small 8 than a big 10 or a big 12, you know? But yeah, we will be putting this into, I think two of them in around about just under a cubic foot. So not big really when you consider, yeah, it's two 10s. But we'll have to see how they perform, because the AP10s in there right now perform really well. And if you listen to the numbers on these subs, they will work in an enclosure that is ever so slightly smaller. Like I say, this is all brand new to me. We've been landed with them this morning. I haven't looked into them or anything like that. So specs wise, for comparison, I'll put some links in the description so you can get to see what's going on. This is it. This is Audison's new Voce 2 slimline subwoofer. It's the first Voce subwoofer that's been released for an extremely long time. They've obviously looked at the market. Car audio subwoofers, for the most part, need to be relatively small. You know, I know that there's a small percentage of people, and I'm within that bracket, that like a big massive subwoofer or a big massive IB subwoofer even, and I absolutely love it. But the majority, almost everybody that is into good sound in their car, will appreciate having a smaller driver tucked away. They don't want to see it, which again I'm a massive fan of. So there is a huge market for smaller subwoofers that can work in smaller, sort of, or should I say shallower subwoofers rather than smaller subwoofers, that can work in smaller enclosures. Just don't go too small, all right? You're robbing yourself. If you've got an extra, I don't know, quarter or half a cubic foot in there, build it, and then if it's too big, ballast the box down, right? You want to be able to control that sort of stuff so you can get some proper low end. Most of my custom built sub boxes are slightly oversized. I know we'll take a hit on power handling, but we will raise its efficiency and we will raise the speed, or the perceived speed, of the sound of that driver. So anyway, this isn't about me, this is about this new subwoofer from Audison and this relatively short video. Let me know if there's anything you want to see me do with this, or do with any of these subwoofers, or any sort of comparisons. If I can, this is such a busy business and workshop. You know, I'll be stuck for what I can do, but yeah, let me know, and we'll go at it from there. All the information is down below. Go and take a look. Didn't show you what was in the box, did I? You'll never guess what. You aren't going to need a pick, alright? What I've found out posthumously when I was about to put this back in its box. Fittings, little bag of screws, alright? It's always nice when fittings come. A lot of speakers don't come with a badge for if you didn't have enough badges. And then this, which in the MBX or CBA 250, I can't remember, might be the MPBX 250 passive Hertz subwoofer. I didn't know what this was, so I just stuck it in places. But this has a little tab, a little relief here, and you use it to do that. Did you see that? I want to see it again. A little relief channel in there. As easy as that. They thought of everything.